And welcome back. Now we're going to look at our second program. So what we did last time is we created a program called Hello World, and now we're going to do a few more things. We're going to add a few more lines. Print Hello Snowy, and we'll go ahead and run this, and it will say Hello World, Hello Snowy. And now we're going to experiment with variables. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, something to notice. Do you see how the print is purple and the hello world is red? Purple means that you are using a function that Python understands. If I were to say capital print and then hello snowy and try to run it, so I'm going to get rid of both of these two. Notice that the print is no longer purple, it's now black. And if I hit run, it's going to give me an error, bad input on line 2 in main. So be careful when you are using functions to always put them in lowercase. So now I'm going to go ahead and introduce a concept of variables. So variables can be numbers, they can also be strings, which is text. And first I'm going to show you numbers. So the way to create a variable is you first give it a name, like apple count, apple underscore count equals 0. Okay, so I currently don't have any apples. And now I can use variables, and I can say print you have, and now look at this, comma, apple count, comma, apples. All right, so this is going to say you have 0 apples, unless I made a mistake. You have 0 apples. Now I'm going to say apple count equals 6. And I'm actually going to copy this line, so I just highlighted the whole line. I hit Command C, go here, paste it again, and I'm going to run it again, and it's going to say you have 0 apples, you have 6 apples, right? And I can create another variable called, let's see, banana count equals 10. And you can do cool things with banana count or with numbers. You can, of course, add them. So I'm going to say fruit count equals apple count plus banana count. And now I'm going to say print you have fruit count, comma, pieces of fruit. And let's go ahead and run this program. You have 16 pieces of fruit. Now let's talk about some things that some errors I could have made. So I created a variable called banana count, but what if here I'd said banana counts? Okay, let's go ahead and run this. Notice it turned it red or yellow because banana counts is not defined. So it's telling me, wait a second, you're trying to use a variable that doesn't exist. So it's even showing me that error, which is kind of cool. And what if I left out the comma? Let's see what happens if I do that and try to run it. And it gives me an error because bad syntax. On line 13, whenever you use a print command or any function, you need to separate what are called the arguments in your function with commas. So this function has 3 arguments. It has you have, fruit count, and pieces of fruit. And you can, with print, you can use as many arguments as you want. So another comma here, including, comma, apple count, apples. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run this. Hopefully I've got commas in everything. I think I do. And I hit run. You have 16 pieces of fruit, including 6 apples. Notice that the commas are outside of the quotes, and they absolutely need to be outside of the quotes. If you put them inside the quotes, then it actually thinks you want to print a comma, and this would also give you an error. Hopefully. No, why didn't it give me an error? Let's see. Oh, it does let you put strings together without commas. but still, it didn't give me what I was expecting. So when you have multiple items in a print command, you have to separate them with commas. All right, this is a new program, so we're going to name it something else, and we're going to name it fruit count program, and I'm going to hit save. So you've now learned with this program how to create at least numerical variables and how to print and use those numerical values in print commands.